Oh man, when I was growing up, they would talk about tribes. In the trailer park I grew up in, there was a definite shift. I mean, we were all. I mean, I was never into really. I mean, I was listening to the Beatles, and then later I really got into Yes. And I'm a little bit embarrassed about that. I had a friend of mine that gave me a lot of crap. Oh yes, so what? There's just that progressive rock, but I still like them. I don't listen to as much as I used to, but man, I used to get high and listen to Yes and really be into it. You know, really, Yes and the Beatles, and but my friends would be listening to Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin, and I would listen to that too, and those other bands, Foghat. Remember Foghat? You know, be into that. You know. And then something happened. The new wave came along, you know, Tom Petty, B-52s, Devo, and there became a little split amongst my friends. And one group of friends were more like into Kiss and Judas Priest and I can't remember the other beginnings, the Scorpions, and off into that. And then later, I guess they would evolve into like Megadeth or whatever, the metal bands. And then me. I went off with the B-52s and Devo, and my friend Jim, who introduced me to Devo and a lot of these new wave bands, he went off in that direction. He was more like into like 999 and the Dickies and Voidoid and the Dead Kennedys, where I sort of moved towards like Elvis Costello and the Cars and things like that. But later, I don't know. And I've always been a little bit dubious about the. I went to saw a Judas Priest concert, and never went to too many like, you know, headbanging shows. But, that was always really I didn't. Hey, you know what? To be honest, all the bands like Black Sabbath that had something to do with tying to Satanism, the way I was brought up, you know, if I would get high, I would get paranoid. I mean, I couldn't be. My friend Kenny started this like band called Quest Haven because outside of San Diego there was supposedly this place where Satanists gathered, and the place is called Quest Haven, and there was supposed to be like evidence of animal sacrifice and stuff. So they named their band Quest Haven, you know. So it's all like, you know, devil worship, you know, band, you know, heavy metal music, and I would go see their shows and you know, light up a doobie and just I don't know, man. I would start feeling really uncomfortable. Never felt that way at a Yes concert. Never felt that way at a Moody Blues or you know, any of those like nice bands. But, you know, and I'll tell you, I did a hallucinogenic drug and saw Black Sabbath. And part of the show was this like heavy, like, bringing out crosses and stuff. And it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I'm serious. And I know my atheist friends, it's all in your head. It's all fantasies. It's fairy tales. Hey, I can't help it, okay? Can't help it. It's just the way it is. You can't talk me out of it, you know? You feel what you feel. And why put myself through it? Why put myself through the anxiety? I just like, you know, and that's like, I don't know, whatever I play tonight. You know, like, who are those guys? I open the show with Squeeze. I mean, there's nothing satanic about Squeeze. It's nice music where they tell stories and stuff. Anyway, man, I better wind this up. This is a really just blathering, just going nowhere vlog tonight. But I did touch on a couple things that I thought were important. And I just feel like I'm obligated at the end of every Fez night, at least to talk a little bit about the events of the day, even though I sort of peppered my other comments with it. Let's see, do I have another page up with the comments? Should I mention anybody? Did I forget anybody? Yeah, Trisha Kitty and Gordon came back. And they're talking about the flagging of videos. You know, that sucks when channels go down. Really. And Boba McGraw, he commented, look, I said before, the only videos that I've actively flagged was when Underground Listener was going after me, and it was real personal, mean attacks. And I let stuff slide way too long till it got too personal and too awful. And I want to thank that I had some friends that helped me and flagged his videos. But it took forever for him to go away. And who knows, he's probably still out there. There was somebody that was sort of harassing our little group, the NOE, and I thought, maybe that's Underground Listener again, you know? I don't know who it is. It's still a mystery. Seemed like Underground Listener. That's the funny thing about YouTube and sock accounts. You don't know. You really can't trust anybody, can you? Oh, there's a few people I trust, and you know who you are. But Bobo McGraw commented, he said he can't watch the animal abuse videos, not even out of curiosity. He says they really fuck with my head. And they do too. I mean, it was just, I was asked, somebody was pointed out to me. It's Mishka 134. I think that's the name. Pointed out to some of these videos, and she's on a crusade. She's a veterinarian, and she's on a crusade for animal rights, and you know. So anyway, that's my lazy way of catching up on my comments, is visiting the pages and thanking people by name. War No More. War No More says, I always watch Fez Night. Thanks. Dare I say? Well, I want to say Crazy Cat F guy. I know your name, but I don't know whether it's like open. Is it open? Let's see. Do you post your name on your channel? Not really. So I won't call you by name right now. And I got to catch up on your videos. But you're a regular vlogger. You post a lot of, on a regular basis. And I'm sorry if I don't watch all of yours. But people that know me know that Fez Night comes out fairly regularly. And I've pretty much given up. Unless something really fires me up and I get home and I have lots of energy, which I haven't had. It's psychological. Psychologically, I just feel tired. I feel tired because, to be honest, the future doesn't look good. I feel it doesn't look good for me. Oh. Yeah, it's all a state of mind, though. I need to talk myself out of it. It's what you make of it. I have to go back and really read the comments, and I think I'll try to. T4705MB6 was commenting about how I was late for the woman that not she mentioned, and wow, she was mad at me. I am habitually late, but probably more like 10 or 15 minutes. In that case, I from her point of view, I was really jerking her around. But from my point of view, she kind of said a couple times, well, take your time, go ahead, take care of this, take care of that. And I don't know, it's a weird dynamic between she and I. I'll be the bad guy. I'm fine with that. I mean, it was my fault about that being late. As far as loaning out my car, T4705MB6, I don't loan my car out to anybody. I did, just to prove myself. I loaned my car to my friend Carolyn, who I thought I was in love with, and I did loan my car to the woman that should not be mentioned. But I told, at the very beginning of these videos, I said I have a thing about my stuff, and I really do. It causes too much anxiety for me to loan out my car. And so I just don't. I try not to. But I think I've tried to make an exception, that if I'm in a relationship, which is far and few between, and I'm not in one now. And that way I don't have to loan out my car, do I?